speaks out about the George Zimmerman verdict, and what she has to say reignites controversy over their decision.
And we're live at the 104th NAACP National Convention in Orlando, Florida.
And Florida's top educators doing the math on school grades, why fewer Fs could be given out to public schools this year.
Live from the WTXL studios, this is ABC 27's News at Noon.
Good afternoon, I'm Abby Maurer. Happening right now, nearly 100 protesters are staging a sit-in at the office of Florida Governor Rick Scott over the verdict in the trial of George Zimmerman. The group vowed to stay in Scott's office overnight. And continuing with our top story this noon, the first juror in the George Zimmerman trial has gone public. One of these 6 women who found George Zimmerman not guilty has decided to come forward to explain why the jury came to its decision. Her comments have started a whole new firestorm on social media. Lana Zach has the very latest.
We, the jury, find George Zimmerman not guilty.
George Zimmerman is now a free man, but we're learning that the initial vote was split. 3 jurors saying not guilty and 3 jurors voting guilty. 2 for manslaughter and 1 for second-degree murder in the shooting death of 17-year-old Trayvon Martin. Appearing in shadow, juror B37 told CNN's Anderson Cooper that ultimately the jury decided Zimmerman could claim self-defense under Florida law, but that it was a difficult decision.
I think both were responsible for the situation they had gotten themselves into. I think both of them could have walked away. It just didn't happen.
But her interview, at one point referring to Zimmerman as George and Trayvon as that boy, has ignited even more outrage, prompting comments like this on Twitter. I don't even have words to adequately describe how disgusted I am with juror B37. The not guilty verdict has ignited an emotional response across the nation. In LA, violence and vandalism have resulted in 13 arrests. Other violent protests took place in Oakland, but around the country most were peaceful. The outrage, though, has caused Zimmerman's parents to fear for his life. They spoke exclusively to ABC's Barbara Walters.
There will be people looking for him for a long, long time.
That juror who's speaking out had planned to write a book, but has now decided against it. And for their part, Martin's parents are still keeping silent, only releasing a statement through their attorney saying, in order for Trayvon to rest in peace, we must be peaceful. Lana Zach, ABC News, New York.
And earlier today, the Reverend Al Sharpton was speaking outside of at a news conference outside the Justice Department with several ministers. He says there will be vigils and rallies in 100 cities this weekend to press for federal civil rights charges against George Zimmerman. Well, today is the first full day of the NAACP National Conference in Orlando. Attorney General Eric Holder and the NAACP President and CEO expected to speak today. WTXL ABC 27's own Rockman Johnson is at the event and joins us now live. And Rockman, what's on the agenda for today?
Well, the main thing, they've just finished the resolutions part of the conference, which is why everyone is here. But the main thing they're talking about is how to make some changes so they can see what legislative agenda items that the NAACP will go after. And joining me is one of the vice presidents of one of the chapters in New York. Tom, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. And my question, what was the main thing that came out of the resolutions meeting?
Well, the general direction of the organization and the bylaws. Just in this case, in this year's case, very few bylaws were actually changed, but it's mostly the directions of the things we want to pursue, the goals, the ways we want to impact American society.
And then one of the things I'm hearing as I talk to the convention attendees, of course, is the verdict of the George Zimmerman trial.
Yes.
And Ben Jealous made a statement about that. Is there anything that the body as a whole is going to do in response to that besides go ask the Justice Department for help?
Absolutely. That we're going to increase our efforts to impact our local areas, the local communities, by attending congressional when the congressman comes home from Washington D.C. and has his those meetings.
Yes.
We're going to be there. We're going to be talking to them and explaining to them what we hope to see in the future. Gotcha. That young black males are at risk. For why? For what? And we all know the answer, but racism. Nevertheless, we've got that. We're going to have a march on Washington in August.
And I heard them say many of those things, they're starting now to make those decisions as to what's going to be for the rest of the year.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, Tom, thanks so much for joining us.
Anytime.
And
Good luck.
Thank you. And the key, one of the things that people are looking at today, Kathleen Sebelius, the head of Health and Human Services, as well as Eric Holder, will be speaking in ceremonies this afternoon. We'll be sure to be there to bring you continuing coverage. I'm Rockman Johnson, live from the 104th NAACP Convention for WTXL ABC 27, dedicated to you. Abby?
Thanks, Rockman, for that report for us. And again, we'll have more tonight on the news at 5 o'clock and always online at WTXL.tv and Bounce News TV as well. Thanks, Rockman. Well, forecaster Brittany Beatty joining us now. And weather down in Orlando, not looking too bad, I guess. He said it's pretty good down there, and around here, just a little warm.
Yes, we're still going to be warm throughout our entire region, not only today, but in the next couple of days. So we'll be seeing some pretty typical summer weather for this afternoon. First off, a quick look at the tropics. The entire Atlantic basin is quiet as far as tropical development is concerned. There are a few areas of tropical moisture, especially down towards South Florida. All that is going to do is just bring some rainfall to that region and some thunderstorm activity. Nothing to worry about as far as tropical development is concerned. None expected to happen in the next 48 hours. A little closer to home, barely any rainfall on the map. Some spotted showers are starting to make its way onshore from the east coast, but it has not affected temperatures yet. Still in the mid-80s. 84 degrees in Tallahassee, 82 out in Perry. And we will continue to warm up with a slight rain chance, just like what we saw yesterday, but an even lower rain chance throughout the afternoon hours. And this afternoon, we will warm up into the upper 80s to the lower 90s, a high around 92 degrees, but by 7 p.m., we'll be back down in the mid-80s with a 30% chance of rain. So you may need that umbrella, but Abby, it will still be hot out there.
Thanks, Brittany. Well, Talcott Electric is issuing a precautionary boil water notice for the people in the western Gadsden County service area. This after crews found a main break on Hardaway Road. The notice, which you can see on this map, affects a large area around the main break in the western part of the county, only for Talquin customers. Members around Lake Talquin may also be affected. Talcott Electric says if you are in the affected area, do not drink the water without boiling it first. Crews are working right now to repair the main. We've posted this information, including all of the affected neighborhoods, on our website, WTXL.tv. A Florida senator wants answers regarding a recent wave of child deaths in Florida. State Senator Eleanor Sobel is chairwoman of the committee that oversees the Department of Children and Families. She is planning a hearing when the legislature returns to Tallahassee in September. She wants to look into the deaths that happened under DCF's watch. 4 children ranging in age from 5 months to 4 years have died since May 16th. The agency has since launched a new child safety initiative and training program for their investigators. The number of homeless people in Florida is dropping. The Department of Children and Families reports a recent survey found just over 45,000 Floridians do not have a permanent residence. That's a 17% drop from 2012. State officials believe it's a sign the state's economy is improving. The survey was taken from homeless shelters, camps, soup kitchens, and other places. Well, what does 450 pounds of exploding dynamite look like? A little like this. We have the incredible footage of this morning's demolition of a South Florida power plant. And today, Florida's top education leaders changing how schools are graded, what the new system says about your child's school. And right now on WTXL.tv and BounceNews.tv, saving lives never goes unrewarded. A woman rescued 2 dogs from the streets and ended up forming a strong bond. Watch Takara's story about her 2 dogs' companionship right now at WTXL.tv and BounceNews.tv.
He will make extreme weight loss history.
It would be the largest weight loss ever.
By committing the ultimate betrayal.
Been lying to you about my weight. What the? You've got to be kidding me.
All new extreme weight loss tonight at 8, 7 Central on ABC.
Weather changes at a moment's notice. Don't be left out in the rain because you didn't know. Download the ABC 27 Weather Now interactive weather app, sponsored by the Florida Lottery. Log on to WTXL.tv right now.
It wasn't by accident Rowe Roofing became the largest and most trusted roofer in the Tallahassee area. Just ask one of our clients.
When I think of Rowe Roofing, I think of quality service, dependability, professionalism, all the way from the very first meeting until the very last bill is handed to you at the end of the job.
You've seen our work every day in every neighborhood and on some of the most notable residential and commercial buildings in the Southeast. Call Row Roofing today at 850-386-7663.
So you're saying, with Mediacom TV everywhere, if I have Wi-Fi and my Mediacom credentials, I can watch TV anywhere?
That's right.
Could I watch TV while I wait here?
You bet.
On a boat?
On a boat.
The back seat?
Yep.
Shopping with my wife? The library? The backyard?
Yes. Watch TV everywhere, including sports, Cartoon Network, TBS, and more.
That's awesome.
That's boundary-free TV from Mediacom.
These are for our guests. Please don't touch them.
Of course not. Does it feel kind of hot in here? You love me?
Okay, just have one.
Oh, thank you, honey.
Introducing Zaxby's Signature Shakes. The birthday cake and banana pudding milkshakes are here to stay, along with a delicious new chocolate cookie milkshake. Celebrate with one today. Zaxby's, indescribably good.
Titan Doppler Radar is sponsored by Kraft Nissan.
Quite a scene this morning as crews demolished the Port Everglades power plant in South Florida. The plant will be replaced with a newer one that is said to be better for the economy. The company says the new plant will save hundreds of millions in fuel costs and create roughly 650 jobs. Electricity from the plant will power 260,000 homes and businesses. It is expected to be fully operational by 2016. The Port Everglades power plant, which was originally built in the 1960s. Quite a scene there. Well, the Florida Highway Patrol is reporting 9 people are injured after a Tampa area bus crashed. The Hillsborough area regional transit bus was making a left turn yesterday and collided with a Volvo. Then the bus kept going and crashed into a sign. The 2 drivers and all 7 passengers on the bus were taken to the hospital. One person has serious injuries. FHP says the bus driver was cited for making an improper left turn. Well, some of us could get a break from the rain today. For that, let's check back in with forecaster Brittany Beatty. Hey, Brittany.
Hey, we are starting to see some warmer conditions, and also a drier pattern is going to be in place. And a quick look at an Napleton Infinity Tower cam atop the DoubleTree Hotel shows lots of blue skies and white fluffy cumulus clouds. So our rain chances will lower, but will also be very warm. I'll have the details on just how hot it will get tonight right here at ABC 27 News at Noon.
You love to cook. Now is the time to turn your passion into a career at Kaiser University's Center for Culinary Arts. Learn classic techniques and the latest trends. Enjoy a hands-on experience in a modern kitchen, training alongside certified chefs in the art of cooking. Prepare for your future now by calling Kaiser University at 877-746-7876.
Funerals are a very difficult thing for a family to go through. Besides the sorrow, loved ones are left with the decisions, the details, and the high cost of arranging a funeral. That's why Funeral Advantage was formed, to help protect your family in time of need. It pays your loved ones up to $20,000 cash immediately for funeral and any other expenses.
It was so easy. There were no long, complicated forms to fill out, and no physical exam or doctor visit was required.
Funeral expenses are rising steadily and can easily cost $9,000 or more. But the most government benefits will pay your family is only $255, leaving your loved ones the financial burden to pay the rest.
What a relief knowing that my benefits will never be canceled and my rate is locked in for life.
If you're between 40 and 85, get the facts today that could help keep your family financially protected. Call the toll-free number to get your free information guide. Funeral Advantage is something we'll all need. There's no risk or obligation. Don't put it off. Call now.
To get your free information guide, call 1-800-763-0400. You have absolutely no risk or obligation. That's 1-800-763-0400. 1-800-763-0400. Don't wait. Call now.
Happening today, Florida's Education Board has agreed to changing the way schools are graded. Education Commissioner Tony Bennett recommended a temporary rule that would limit a school grade of A through F from dropping more than one letter at a time. He's worried recent changes to state test standards will create a large drop in grades. Today's 4-3 vote by the board could mean that more than 100 schools will avoid getting an F grade this year. Those against the change said they were manipulating and disguising the true academic performance of the state's schools. The state rewards top schools and sanctions those that get failing marks. Georgia will be taking part in the community eligibility option of the federal Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act. The program aims to improve how kids get free and reduced price lunches at school. Georgia was one of 4 states invited to join the program for the upcoming school year. It goes nationwide in 2014. So far, 2 school districts in Metro Atlanta have signed up. Happening today, nearly 2,000 acres will be burning in the Apalachicola National Forest. The U.S. Forest Service issuing a prescribed burn near Rivers Road and Highway 319 east of Forest Road 305 in Leon County. The burn will improve wildlife habitat and reduce the threat of wildfires. People are reminded to drive carefully through the smoky area and turn their lights on. So if you're in that area and wondering why you might see some smoke or smell it, that's why.
Yes, and just be careful out on the roadways, especially with this weather here. But we do have some good weather to talk about. We haven't been seeing any rainfall today, and most of that rainfall is just to the east of our area for now. We'll start to see that spotted shower and storm activity in the afternoon hours. But I'll have some more good news on that. We're not expected to see as much rain as we've been seeing in the past couple of days and even in the past week because it has been a wet one. And since we haven't seen the rain so far, we're still warming up in temperature. 84 degrees in Tallahassee, 86 out in Bainbridge, as well as out in Valdosta, Georgia. Mid-80s for the most part all over the map, really, and we will continue to warm up later on into the afternoon. Now, yesterday we did see some spotted showers and storms make its way onshore, but we do have a drier pattern in place, and that you can tell really in the last few frames when the entire southeast really starts to clear up. And the reason we are going to clear up as far as rainfall is concerned is due to an area of high pressure coming onshore and making its way up. And a ridge of high pressure is going to build throughout our region. We will just see that occur. Our winds will still be coming in from the south, so we still have a slight chance of seeing some scattered showers and storms at about a 30% chance of seeing that scattered rain throughout 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. would be the best chance. But other than that, it's going to decrease cloud cover and rain chances, not only today, but all the way into Thursday. For this afternoon, though, where you can expect that rain, our forecast model is right on track. If you remember where the radar showed rain, it is right over this area, and it is going to progress further to the west throughout the afternoon hours over our local region between 2 and 7 p.m. Mostly around 2 to 3 is when you'll see the most of that activity, though. After that, it will just be cleared out by 11 p.m. A few areas of cloud cover, but all of that rain will be gone by those evening hours just because it lost most of that heating that it needs to continue into those overnight hours. Beach and boating, if you are heading out, expect some gusty winds, some scattered thunderstorms out by the coast. Winds coming in from the east at 10 knots, seas at 1 to 2 feet, but still choppy water, so not a great time to be in that water with a high rip current risk as well. This afternoon will warm up into the lower 90s, 92 degrees, a 30% chance of seeing those scattered showers and thunderstorms, and that rain chance will drop off even more in the next couple of days. Wednesday into Thursday is a day to get any outdoor activities done, but if you are outside, just be careful because those temperatures will be in the mid-90s just because there will be less rain and less cloud cover on those 2 days just due to that area of high pressure, just the drier conditions coming into play, but that rain chance returns into the weekend.
Okay, the next couple of days, put the umbrella in the back seat, have the water bottle in the front seat.
Yes.
Thanks, Brittany. Well, Senator Marco Rubio's fundraising spikes since his role in passing bipartisan immigration reform in the U.S. Senate. This comes even after many conservatives were upset that the bill contained a path to citizenship for illegal immigrants. A source says that in the last 3 months, Rubio brought in $3 million, up 31% from his efforts in the first 3 months of 2013. Rubio will be up for re-election in 2016. Republicans are blocking 7 presidential nominees to fill crucial job openings, and Democrats are fuming. Now they may take major action to bypass the blockage. ABC's Karen Travers explains.
After failed negotiations, threats, and personal insults, the Senate came close to going nuclear. With the Senate in a stalemate over presidential nominees, Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid and Democrats wanted to change the rules. So all they would need for confirmation is 51 votes, a simple majority. It's called the nuclear option, and in a history-rich chamber, it's a very big deal.
Senators pride themselves on being different than the typical legislative branch. They pride themselves on having to cobble together bipartisan majorities for something.
But this morning, an 11th-hour compromise to get the ball rolling on some of the presidential nominees that have been held up by Republicans.
Several of them, as I noted last week, have been waiting for more than 100 days for a floor vote.
Last night, senators met behind closed doors for more than 3 hours, using the old Senate chamber, a ceremonial room chock full of history. It was here where the Senate convened in 1999 to address President Clinton's impeachment trial. But the historic setting didn't push lawmakers any closer to an agreement.
I hope that everyone learned the lesson last night, that it sure helps to sit down and talk to each other.
Reid and Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell have had a strained relationship, and recently the tension has been growing. Last week, McConnell dropped this bomb on the Senate floor.
If we don't pull back from the brink here, my friend, the majority leader, is going to be remembered as the worst leader of the Senate ever.
Today's compromise applies to these nominations, and given the nasty political climate, Democrats may hold that nuclear option in their back pocket. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
And today, protests and violence ignite again in Cairo, this coming after a week of calm in the country. Egypt's new interim cabinet is expected to be sworn in sometime today. Supporters of ousted President Mohamed Morsi are letting their outrage be known. They threw stones and Molotov cocktails at police as security forces fired back with tear gas. Yesterday, a visiting U.S. diplomat asked people on all sides not to inflame the situation further. Greg Angel joins us now live in the newsroom with a look at what stories we're working on for tonight. Hey, Greg.
Hey, Abby. Tonight at 5, we're going to be talking about the school grade controversy. State education leaders now making a decision on how to rank Florida schools, but not everyone's happy with it. And we're live tonight from Orlando, site of this year's NAACP National Conference. The issues being brought to the forefront. We're going to talk about that and a whole lot more starting tonight on WTXL ABC 27 News at 5.
Thanks, Greg. We got the latest in business news here on the News at Noon.
The following ad is read by a spokesperson and not an actual lawyer. Some facts about disability from the law firm of Solomon, Sullivan, and Romo. Social Security may pay you benefits if a physical or mental condition keeps you from working for at least a year. Very often, qualified people are denied benefits. To apply for benefits or to appeal an unfair decision, call the experienced attorneys at Solomon, Sullivan, and Romo. We have locations in Jacksonville, Lake City, Tallahassee, and Albany. Call Solomon, Sullivan, and Romo, 1-888-774-4321.
Introducing great value from Assurance Wireless, a lifeline assistance program. With our free talk and text plan, eligible households in Florida receive a free cell phone, 250 free voice minutes, plus 250 free text each month.
Now that I have Assurance, I can talk and text with no worries.
And if you need more, our $30 unlimited talk, text, and web plan offers a free phone plus unlimited minutes, text, and web for just $30 a month. Our plans are the best value among major Lifeline programs. Each plan provides nationwide coverage and these calling features.
With Assurance, I can keep in touch at home or on the go.
You may qualify if you're on Medicaid, food stamps, or certain other public assistance programs. Call now to see if you qualify for the best calling plans ever from Assurance Wireless.
Call 1-800-375-5017 or visit assurancewireless.com. That's 1-800-375-5017. 1-800-375-5017. Call today.
Doctors rely on X-rays to help them diagnose injury and disease. This is where you come in. As a radiologic technologist, you prepare patients for procedures and perform diagnostic imaging exams. Radiologic technologists are in demand in hospitals, physicians' offices, and imaging centers. Prepare for a career as a radiologic technologist by calling Kaiser now at 888-639-2842.
If I can talk to anyone as much as I want to here, namaste. Más soledad. Then why am I limited when I make international calls? Qué pena. Exactamente, amiga. That's why we'll connect the world with one low rate for unlimited calls.
So I can call China as much as I want?
True that.
And India?
Ah!
And I can call my girlfriend in Brazil.
Claro! Over 60 countries. People thought we were crazy to give you unlimited long distance.
Crazy generous!
Feel free to talk at Vonage.com.
Does it seem like a dollar just isn't stretching as far these days? Jane King has the breakdown of everyday goods costing you more. Plus, there's a new way to test for ADHD. It's all in our Bloomberg Midday Report.
It's the first medical device to help doctors diagnose attention deficit hyperactivity disorder by scanning brain waves, and the FDA approved it for sale. Heba Health's EEG-based system records the number of times brain waves are given off each second. It's for kids 6 to 17 and intended to be used with a doctor's clinical assessment. Well, meantime, more than half of the many people who don't have dental insurance say they do skip preventative care, and almost 1 in 5 of those without coverage haven't seen a dentist in at least a decade. That's according to a new survey from Brighter.com, which says people skip care because of the cost. And speaking of what things cost, new government numbers show rising medical expenses. Clothing and gas prices pushed up the cost of living more than expected last month. Well, are you satisfied at work? Likely not if you work in an office or administrative support. Monster.com says only about a quarter of people in administration and just 21% of customer service reps are satisfied at work. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King with the Bloomberg Midday Report.
For hand-cut steaks and just plain good food made from scratch daily? Then head over to Cody's Original Roadhouse for a fun, casual, family-friendly meal. Plus, don't miss Tallahassee's best happy hour with 2-for-1 everything from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day, including top shelf. Unwind and watch your favorite college or pro team on one of our 18 high-def TVs. Cody's, you won't go home hungry or broke. You'll just go home happy. Cody's Original Roadhouse, where quality and value come together.
You love to cook. Now is the time to turn your passion into a career at Kaiser University's Center for Culinary Arts. Learn classic techniques and the latest trends. Enjoy a hands-on experience in a modern kitchen, training alongside certified chefs in the art of cooking. Prepare for your future now by calling Kaiser University at 877-746-7876.
As autumn rolls around, there is nothing better than a football weekend in Tallahassee. To witness Osceola and Renegade planting the flaming spear and the war chant in full force led by the marching chiefs, there is nothing like it anywhere. And let's not forget the best college football in America. Seminole football weekends in Tallahassee. Plant yourself in dope this fall.
At Workforce Plus, we value our employer community. We recognize that as an employer, finding ways to save money is certainly at the top of your list. To help you, Workforce Plus offers a host of no-cost services to help support local business. Services can include candidate pre-screening, assessments, recruitment for your positions, and job posting. Let us help you save money and time by listing your job openings and gaining access to qualified candidates. Workforce Plus, your employment solution.
Tower Cam is brought to you by Napleton Infinity.
Well, if you are heading out this morning, temperatures are going to be warm today and into tomorrow, and those rain chances are going to taper off Tuesday throughout Thursday, so this will be the best time for some outdoor activities. Just be sure you stay hydrated because temperatures will be up in the mid-90s for those 2 days.
So for those of you wanting to hit the beach, do it now, because you haven't been able to the past couple of weeks pretty much.
Yeah, great beach weather.
Exactly. Thanks for joining us for News at Noon. Make sure to join us tonight on the news at 5 and always online at WTXL.tv.
My name is Eugene Elbert. I'm from Northridge, California. Before ITT Tech, I wasn't motivated. I didn't have the drive. I wanted it, I just didn't have it. In junior college, I couldn't get the classes I needed. One evening, I was watching TV, and then an ITT Tech commercial came on, and I decided to give them a call. I think my education has paid off tremendously. It all started from the hands-on experience, the mentoring that I received.
I'm very proud. Once you went to ITT Tech, it was, a change kind of forever.
I'm very proud of my accomplishments. I got into the field of aerospace. It's been over 12 years now. There's nothing I would change about my life. We've been married almost 10 years now. We have 2 beautiful boys. Everything is perfect.
Scholarships and financial aid are available for students who qualify. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web. ITT Technical Institute. Education for the future.
We are non-attorney spokespersons. Have you been denied your Social Security disability benefits? Do you need those benefits? Attorney Ken Nugent's office can help. 1-800-536-8300. Don't delay. Call today.
Have you been denied your Social Security? Ken Nugent's office may be able to cut through the red tape to help you. Call Attorney Ken Nugent's office at 1-800-536-8300.
If you've been denied your Social Security disability benefits, one call, that's all.